So here's 3 older guy mistakes that men make with women. Now, do women like older men? And by older men, I mean guys in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. The answer might surprise you. See, I've been coaching guys now for 16 years, and what I found is that half the older guys think that the dating game is impossible nowadays, and they can't imagine a younger woman ever being attracted to them. While the other 50% of the guys that I work with find it easier to meet and date women now than they did when they were 20. And there's a very specific reason older guys become more attractive to women, and it's not because of money. So in this video, I want to discuss 3 mistakes that older guys make that hurt your chances with women, especially when you're after a younger woman. And I'll show you why these mistakes are so easy to fix and why older guys have so much more power in the dating scene than you might realize. Now, first off, you might think, well, I'm not over 40, this doesn't apply to me. Well, it does, because the fact is that unless you're 18 years old, there are girls out there that consider you the older guy. So let's examine these mistakes, okay? Let's get into number 1, which is lowering yourself to her level to fit in with her age group. See, too often guys feel the need to act younger around a younger woman. But when you do this, you come across as supplicating yourself and trying too hard to impress her. It's way better to embrace your maturity than to hide it. Would George Clooney try to act or dress or talk like a 25-year-old when he's hanging out with a younger woman? Of course not. He would use his age as an advantage, and more than likely, she would be the one trying to raise herself up to fit in with his maturity level. Women have this instinct that the older guy has the status, but for some reason, as we age ourselves, we begin to forget that, and we begin to go, oh wait, she's got the upper hand, I have to impress her. But the guys that the younger women chase are the guys who realize he's actually the one who's the prize. And this has been the reality conditioned into women their entire lives. Older men have always been positioned as attractive, as a challenge. And for women, it's completely natural to go for an older guy. But there's a right way and a wrong way to pursue her, as I'm going to show you in a second. So mistake number 2, though, is continually bringing your age difference into the conversation, or worse, making self-deprecating jokes about how old you are. Guys joke around and they say things like, I'm not young anymore, or back in my day. Guys do this because they're usually uncomfortable with that age difference, and they try to ease the tension that they feel with these jokes. But in the end, this just lets her know that you're uncomfortable, and eventually it's going to make her uncomfortable too. Simply embrace your age and don't take on the role of I need to impress her. Instead, take on the role of she needs to impress me. When you're an older guy and you've had experiences and you're mature and you've got your stuff together and you've learned things about the world and you have opinions, that in and of self is something that you can offer a woman that she's not getting from guys her own age. Now, the third mistake is failing girls' age-related tests. So a lot of times girls will test older guys with comments like, why are you still single? Or you're too old to be at this place. It's a trap. Just ignore it. Just ignore the comments and continue along with the conversation. The worst thing that you can do is start explaining yourself to her. Well, I've never met the right person, or I look young, don't I? Don't defend yourself, because the minute that you start defending yourself to her, you're showing her that you're not really comfortable, because if you were comfortable, those comments would roll right off you. They wouldn't even bother you. Okay, now, the cool thing is that when you're aware that you're being tested by girls, these tests are really easy to pass. And the minute you do pass them, a woman's attraction to you increases automatically. If you're not sure whether or not you're passing these tests, I've got a short 7-question quiz that'll identify all the tests you might be failing with women. It takes about 2 minutes. It gives you a few common situations that you run into with women, and then it lets you choose how you'd respond. And then it immediately lets you know where you might be messing up without even realizing you're making these mistakes. And when I point out a few of the subtle mistakes a lot of guys might be making, very quickly what you do is you see how easy it is to meet a fun, attractive woman by just fixing this. But if you've been out of the game, or you just feel rusty or even confused about how things work nowadays, it's easy to keep messing this up, which is why I created this short 7 question quiz. It's multiple choice, and like I said, it takes about 2 minutes to answer. The quiz reveals a lot about the psychology of female attraction. And then what it does is identifies any blocks that might be holding you back. And it gives you a custom plan that you can use to get a woman chasing you. Yes, even a younger woman. Now, the quiz is free. You don't even have to enter an email or anything. It takes less than 2 minutes. I'll warn you though, a lot of guys think that they're doing everything right. Then they get 5 out of 7 questions wrong. Now, the cool thing is that you'll immediately get a game plan for fixing any mistakes, and you'll discover how to get a girl to chase you, even if you've already messed up with her. You can fix these things and turn things around very easily. So take the quiz by clicking the link below.